So I just want to do a quick introduction. I am Mary with CStar. We are so excited to be on the beta VIP room. Today we have Chuck Foreman, former Vikings player, Hall of Fame member, and one of the best running backs of all time.
Not quite Hall of Fame yet, Mary, almost.
Yeah. Ring of Honor. I'm sorry, Ring of Honor.
Yeah.
Should be.
I'm just saying it could be. And we have Ben Tice of School Marketing. He's our marketing partner. And we are live on our CStar app right now. And we are having a live conversation with Chuck. And I would like to turn it over now to Ben to get the conversation started. Welcome, everyone.
Well, hey, thanks, Mary, and I appreciate you guys for joining as we kind of just kind of showcase the CSR platform and kind of the cool and uniqueness of being able to connect with again, different celebrities and more specifically former Vikings, which we're working with right now, which we have Chuck Foreman. I do want to shout out that if you do want to join the chat, you absolutely can. If you go to CStar.com, that's SEASTAR.com, you can actually join in from there by downloading the app or registering an account. And you can actually join in on this account if you would like and with this chat. But what we wanted to kind of show people is how cool it is to be able to connect with a lot of times our former heroes, our former, obviously, all-stars and people that we watched on game day. And obviously, there's probably not many bigger, especially from the 70s, than Chuck Foreman for the purple and gold. So, Chuck, hey, thanks for joining us here today.
Hey, it's a pleasure. I'm glad to be here, and I'm excited about this new format. And new season starts this week, so we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, well, and actually, that's actually a great way to kind of kick it off. Again, we just want to show people how easy it is and kind of have a conversation with, individuals like yourself. So, let's kind of just kick it off and say, so what are some of your opinions of the season this year? So where do you see the Vikings going?
Well, it's going to be an interesting season because it's going to be unlike any other one we've had. And that is, it's going to be, in my opinion anyway, it's going to depend on, number one, what players in the all-season were laser focused on what they need to do to stay in shape, because there were so many questions about the season in itself, and there may have been some players that maybe slacked a little bit. Hopefully our team didn't.
Yep.
And that's going to say something. Then you're going to have to talk about the injuries because we had no preseason. And a lot of the different injuries may be, or, I think there might be some different injuries in the legs and things like that, hamstrings and things like that may occur, especially offensive linemen. Oh, boy, there's a plethora of things that possibly could happen. But then again, if our guys are on point and doing what they need to do, which I think they have been, this could be a really good season for the Vikings under the circumstances.
Yeah.
It's up in the air.
Well, and honestly, it's kind of funny because I've been hearing people talk about it as well as like on K-Fan and things like that, about how honestly winning in this type of, type of season could actually mean more than all the precautions and all these extra things you have to overcome. Not the opposite of, it's not really an asterisk year of like, it means nothing. Actually, it could even mean more because of all the things you have to go through and all of the whole, if someone goes home and breaks, some of the protocols and stuff like that, ruin an entire season just by doing that.
And you see, and that's going to be the key. Who is going to have, what team is going to be so laser focused that all the players, including players, coaches, and whatever, are going to be that committed to the season, because there's going to be a whole lot of things that you can't do. First of all, you got to isolate from your family. You got to do a lot of things virtually like we are. There's going to have to be discipline on the people you're with, a lot of things, like you look at the NBA, they're in a bubble. They got, 13 people in a bubble. Now you're talking about the NFL, and you got 60, 70 guys that are going to be spread around because they're not going to be. Now, if I had my way, I'd put them all in that hotel. Yeah. And tell them to stay and, give your wife the American Express and say, go enjoy yourself this season, and enjoy yourself and just stay in touch with me every night. And that might help them get through that tough part. But it's going to be an interesting season because there's so many things that they're going to have to deal with that's not normal.
Yeah. We're getting a little bit of feedback there. There we go. And so, no, I think that's a great point. And just for those of you guys that are watching this, whatever, we're actually demoing the CSR platform, this, again, new platform where it actually connects you with former athletes, professional celebrities. And we've got Chuck Foreman on today. He's actually demoing our Meet Now kind of mode where anywhere he's at with either a computer or a device can jump on and make a session and schedule a session with anyone watching here. Or again, right now, if Chuck has some downtime, he can just hit Meet Now and people can join in. And so I want to remind people, if you want to join in, feel free to do that. Go to cstar.com and either make an account or download the app, and you can come in right now and ask Chuck a question and hang out with us.
That's it. And, like, for instance, even if I'm driving, I can just hit the button and I'm on.
Well, I guess
so it's going to be interesting to see how this whole thing, I'm excited about it for sure. So it's going to be interesting to see how everything evolves and how it comes and how many people we can attract to the site, because there's not going to be anybody in the stadium for the first 2 games.
Yep.
So the interaction is going to have to be with people like us, virtual. So hopefully we'll get a lot of attention and it'll be interesting enough to people that will want to come on and have a dialogue with us, because I think it'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah, absolutely. We had a gentleman join us here. I think he just turned his screen off. But just, going to your point, Chuck, is, again, obviously in today's world and how cool the app is that we can join in on any device. Yes, I'm joining in from a computer right now because we're having a scheduled session. But the cool part about that is if I'm at the golf course and I'm at the beach, if you're at the golf course, you can jump on and kind of be able to do it. It's a really kind of cool way to be able to connect fans.
Hey, they can go. They can be down in Florida on the beach, anywhere. I mean, Jamaica, of course, everybody's not traveling that much, but still, anywhere you are, you can reach out and we'll be there. So that's the fun thing about the app, and that's the fun thing about being a part of it, because now we'll be able to tap into people that we probably normally wouldn't be able to do. Tap into people like that. So it's going to be interesting.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, so one thing I wanted to ask you about is we do have some questions from different people. And so one person wanted to know kind of your opinion of Dalvin Cook and just overall, what you think of him, and if you see some of yourself in him. Now, again, we know that everyone's a different running back, and I know people hate being compared so much, but just if you kind of see a little bit, because I feel like there might be some similarities, but I want to turn that over to you and get your opinion on that.
Well, I'm certainly partial to guys that can do everything in the football field, because when I was in college, as I told you before, Ben, I was a 2-way football player. I played cornerback, I played wide receiver, I played running back, and and it helped me as far as being a complete back. So I'm partial to guys that can do everything. I mean, you get a guy that can be a 2-down back, that's one-dimensional. All he can do is run. He might be an exceptional runner, but he can't block, so he can't be in there on 3rd down. He can't catch, so he can't be in there on 3rd down. But he can run the heck out of the football on 1st and 2nd down. But I think, and those guys are valuable, but I am partial to the guys that can do everything. Kamara, the guy, our guys, Dalvin Cook, McCarthy down there in North Carolina, all the guys that are multi-dimensional are now getting the recognition that they deserve. Because let me tell you, you get a guy that can do everything, your whole offense changes. And so with Dalvin Cook in our backfield, he's going to change everything. We got a Cousins, he's the quarterback, of course, but that offense doesn't go unless Dalvin Cook's on his game.
Yep. I think we saw that kind of last year. And so I think it's kind of funny too, because, the running game sometimes gets so minimized and kind of put to the side, but you really see the effective team. Look, San Francisco went by running the most in the entire league, and they were in the Super Bowl.
Right. They certainly did. And they did a heck of a job down there. They just ran. We had that last year's Super Bowl was exceptional, of course. And we had 2 great, really good young quarterbacks, and San Francisco had that great running game. But, in my opinion, championship teams need a running game. And so with the Vikings, it's more important to them to have Dalvin Cook Yeah, maybe I did not say it, but Dalvin Cook is the guy I would choose over most backs that have been with the Vikings. Let's put it to you that way.
Yeah. Gotcha. Well, awesome. Well, hey, I actually want to give a chance. So the gentleman that joined us, that's in his car right now, would you like to ask Chuck a question?
Yeah, I know he always does. He's down there in Iowa, probably down there doing something out in the field or something. What's going on?
I'm actually in a tractor cab right now.
I see what I told you. I already know where he's at.
There we go.
He's down there, hardworking man. But you see how we can reach out?
Yeah.
We can reach out when they're even in the field. That's good. He's got to have air conditioning. It might be a little chilly down there, but obviously, I bet you that's a high-end piece of machinery down there.
Yeah, it is. It is.
I know it is. I know it. So anyway.
Who do you look for to step up at the wide receiver spot? A rookie, BC Johnson. Who do you feel needs to step up for the Vikings?
Well, here's my opinion about the Vikings or any draft. In my opinion, when you have a number one draft choice coming out and he's a high draft choice, they're supposed to step in right away and be an impact player. We, of course, have drafted a few wide receivers that just have not been that. We had Stephon Diggs come in, and he was an impact player, but for whatever reason or what have you, it just wasn't working out. And so they moved him for his benefit and probably for the benefit of the team, too, because you need everybody in sync. So Jefferson, I know he comes from a family of football players. He has some older brothers that played at LSU. And hopefully, I'm sure he's got the good work ethic, but obviously BC Johnson's the guy that they've been talking about prior to the start of the season. But we need Jefferson definitely to step up and do what he needs to do to make the Vikings wide receiver core competitive.
Nice.
So Chuck, what's your prediction for the game?
Well, it's hard to make a prediction because it's Green Bay. When Green Bay and the Vikings play, throw the record out, throw everything out, because there's going to be something crazy that happened in the game for sure. At least it was when I was playing. And, pretty recent too. And they've got Aaron Rodgers, who I think is one of the greatest quarterbacks that ever played a game. And when you got a guy like that behind the center, you better be on your A game, because anything you do, he'll be able to pick up on. He's mobile, he's accurate, he's smart, he's experienced, and he's got a Super Bowl, under his belt. So, and plus it's Minnesota versus Wisconsin. So, if there were going to be fans in the stands, probably would have been more Green Bay fans than Viking fans anyway. So this might even help the Vikings, but the Vikings come play the way they're capable with the talent that they have, they should win this game.
I like it. Well, hey, one question that you kind of alluded to it before, Chuck, was, talking about the offensive line. And again, you can talk about the Vikings offensive line. There's obviously that's always a talking point. But specifically, I'd like to get your perspective of being a running back. What do you look for? Can you talk about what it is like to obviously run behind them and kind of what you look for and just some of the different formations and the different styles of running? Obviously what Kubiak runs here is much different than other systems, and it's running back friendly type of system. Can you just talk a little bit about that and kind of just the offensive line play?
Well, wherever Gary Kubiak's been, the run game has been very dominant. Whether it was in Denver or wherever he's been, he's always had running backs to go 12 or 1,500 yards and be impact players. With the Vikings, of course, the offensive line has been a question mark for the last 6 years, no question about it. And maybe this style of offensive line blocking scheme, let's say, is going to benefit the Vikings for sure. I saw some good signs last year of that. And so the key to any offensive team, in my opinion anyway, is the offensive line, because it's what's up front that counts. If you don't have an offensive line that can give you what you need to do, what you have to do, then it's going to be a long game. And so there's a lot of pressure on those guys as far as mental preparation goes. Those guys have got a lot of things that are clicking up there every play. They see a different guy could be lined up 2 inches one way or 2 inches another way, and it might be a call and they have to block a different a different guy or do something different. So, you know, that position, in my opinion, you know, when you're a runner, you just run what you see. And if you got a good vision and you got a good got guys that can give you that opportunity to go all of them, look down that line because you got good run vision, that's what makes a great runner back. You know, you got to be able to read the blocks, see where the hole is, and you got to go where you see the hole opening. And so all of them down that line with that zone blocking type scheme, all you got to do is get back, in my opinion anyway, step a little bit back and give those guys a chance to do what they do, and then you got to run off of what they do. So
nice.
Yeah, that's it. It sounds simple, but the other thing to it is when you look over there and you see those guys chasing you, you know, like 6'6", 320, I think you kind of want to move a little fast. There's no time to dance in the hole is what I'm saying. You got to be moving and doing. You can't second guess yourself. So I think Ben's still there. I see you, Mary.
Sorry,
There he is.
I hit the wrong button.
There you are. That's all right.
So no, perfect. Well, again, like I really appreciate talking about that. So I just want to talk through. There's a couple fan questions that we had. So one of them was So obviously you're known as the spin doctor, and you were number 44. Right. So can you talk about why you chose the number 44 and how the name spin doctor came about?
Well, I tell you. 44 I chose because somebody already had 32 and I was 32. Oscar Reed had 32 when I got here. The only number they had was, that I was attracted to. When I started saying, okay, my name is Foreman. There's 44 over there. So I say, okay, 4 Foreman. That's the beginning of my first name. And then everybody tried to talk me out of taking 44 because the guy that was here before me, I think his name was Leo Hayden from Ohio State. He was a #1 draft choice too, but I didn't do that well up here. And so they were saying, we don't need another #1 come through here to work 44. But I just said, the heck with that. I'm wearing 44 because, that's what I wanted. So that's how I picked 44. And actually, people probably don't know, when I got here, the Vikings asked me what position I wanted to play. So I could either play cornerback, I could have played wide receiver, or I could have played running back. So when I was at the University of Miami, I never played one position. I was a cornerback, I was a running back, I was a wide receiver. And so, my stats weren't what they could have been if I was just like at one position. But it wasn't until I went to the major, all-star game, which I was MVP in every one I played in. That's when, everybody saw me as a runner. And when I came to Minnesota, they asked me which one did I want to play, and I chose running back. So I don't think we had any draft choice come up here that have had that opportunity to make a choice, because nowadays, you got guys that come out, they just play one position. They just play running back. Now they do have a kid in, in Washington that's played at, I think, Memphis. Now he played wide receiver there. Now they're going to make him a running back because he's a multi-talent too. So he's a guy you might want to look out for, but he's kind of similar to what I dealt with before I got to Minnesota.
How did the spin doctor nickname come about?
Oh, okay. The spin doctor came. Okay, I'm from Maryland, Baltimore, Washington, D.C. area. Because basketball was our big game back there, and they had a player on back in the day. His name was Earl the Pearl Monroe. He played with the Baltimore Bullets, and he was our idol. So when he'd come down the court, he'd come down and spin. So when we were playing basketball in high school, everybody wanted to emulate him, and that was a big part of my basketball game in high school. Like I come down there, I'd spin, dunk on you, do whatever I had to do. But that's how that came about. And so we were playing the Houston Oilers when I was a rookie, and I was in a situation and I saw myself. I knew where I wanted to go, but I didn't know, okay, the only way I could get there was to spin to get over there. So, see, I was spinning, when I used to do the spin, I was spinning to get to an open space. Not so much to get rid of the player, but I was trying to get someplace where it was open. So I tried it against the Houston Oilers, and, I'm like, wow, this works. And so I incorporated that in my game in certain instances, because if you do that spin at the wrong time, you could probably get knocked out. Yeah, no question.
Yeah, you got to know when to use it. It's kind of like when
you got to know when to and when not to. That's for sure.
So yeah, awesome. Well, again, I really take the time here so that we can, again, demo the CSR platform. All of you guys that are watching, I encourage you guys to check it out. CSR.com. You can check out us on social media, and really look for, Chuck Foreman doing some events where he'll jump on, but also you can go ahead and schedule your own session doctor himself, and be able to have kind of a one-on-one, or as you kind of saw too here, is you can kind of have a group feel, so if you're looking for that, obviously we've got now football starting. Thank God it starts tonight with the Chiefs and the Texans, and then obviously we take on Green Bay, where we can hopefully, then beat them and start 1-0. But yeah, I do want to say, hey, again, Chuck, I know that, again, what I love about this platform too is we get all excited for it from a fan point. But I also know from your guys' perspective, it's also kind of cool because in your guys' own comfort zone, in your guys' own time, you can connect with people like us.
Yeah, you're home. You're actually going into people's homes. You can have that one-on-one dialogue. You can be safe, by the way. And it's always interesting to talk to different people from different places. And we got fans, of course, all around. So hopefully, with this platform, we'll be able to, even before games, after games, they want to know opinions, just give us a call. We can get in there and tell them what our opinions are, tell them exactly who played well, who didn't play well. Did the coaches make the right calls? Things like that. Did they change the right defenses? Did they make the adjustments on offense for all kinds of different things? We can talk about birthdays too, by the way. So, business meetings, we can do it all. So it's going to be interesting to see how. Well,
awesome. And, where can people find you to kind of connect more with you later this fall?
Well, of course, they can go into CSR and hit the app, hit my name, and I'll come right up here on my phone. And I know
also to let people know, Chuck, also you can find him on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
There's Facebook, there's Twitter. I think Instagram. I'm just pretty much all over the place. So, thanks to you, and so like I'm available and I'm ready, and I'm pretty flexible time-wise too, so that's a good thing. So I'm excited about everything.
And for the final wrap up, again, if you guys are interested, check out the CSR, again, platform. Like I said, you can schedule your own session. You can actually gift sessions out. So as fall comes up, and as Christmas comes up, again, I know, like for instance, my dad's birthday's in December. And honestly, he's got the jersey, he's got the framed, picture that you've signed. So, honestly, what better way than obviously be connect with someone, like yourself.
And then also we got the Foreman Foundation that the stuff money goes to. I think that's really good. That's exciting
to mention too. Is for those of you guys that don't know, is that a lot of these athletes like Chuck actually have a foundation set up. So every time that you do a session, you're not having a kick-ass time with someone like a spin doctor. You're also actually a portion of that's actually being donated to charity as well. So it's a really kind of cool. What better win-win can you get?
Can't get a better win-win. And like I said, I'm excited about the platform, excited about the season, and hopefully we'll get a lot of people dialing in, and we can have a good time like we did today.
Well, I really appreciate it. We'll talk soon, and as always, Skol.
All right, thanks.